Pat Carrington developed a system called AccuTap. Gary Craig, at the same time, and independent of one another, developed emotional freedom technique, emotional acupuncture without needles, using a single algorithm of 14 points. So Pat Carrington eventually left AccuTap because Gary Craig's EFT was much more effective than her technique. So hence the birth of EFT in the 90s. So the theory is really embedded in a whole energetic principle, and I'm going to go through some of these principles, and it might sound like quantum physics, and I would say that basically EFT comes from quantum physics, comes from spirituality, comes from energy psychology, as well as traditional psychological thought. So Dr. Callahan came up with this theory that fields of energy are invisible, non-physical electromagnetic patterns in space. They bind energetically, and they encode information into a cohesive arrangement that affects human behavior and emotional experience. And if you tap on acupuncture points, you're really affecting a major influence on these electromagnetic fields. And of course, in today's Western medical model, we don't have the instrumentation yet to measure some of these energy fields. So fields are when two bodies are separated in space and they exert a pressure or a force on each other. And taken a step further, all things are composed of vibrations organized into fields that permeate an entire structure, and in this case the structure is the human body. So there are human energy fields that are subtle, not yet detectable by current forms of instrumentation, as I said, but they have and resonate at different frequencies. So both physical and subtle energies resonate at different frequencies. So moving along to acupuncture, we have 12 meridians in the body, each corresponding to different organs, and we have 2 vessels that are reservoirs of energy. And all of these meridians not only correspond to organs, but they correspond to emotions as well. So it makes sense that if you begin to tap on these points, you would be able to influence change in your emotional state. So acupoints are electrical in nature, and they're the transmitters of electromagnetic energy. And just like in energy psychology, acupuncture does not treat the mind, body, and energy system as separate. It's one unit. So chi is the life force, and it's used both in EFT and in acupuncture, and chi enters the body through breathing and through acupoints themselves. Breath will circulate this energy through meridians, and meridians will go through related organs. So as this circulates, it makes sense that sometimes energy gets stuck and gets blocked, and there's different emotional responses to this stuckness, and this is where the tapping comes into play, because it will free the disruption of the block.
When you use this tapping, does it free it right away? Does it have? Do you have to continue to do this tapping? Do you do it on yourself? Can another person do it on you? How does that work, Karen?
That's a good question. When you can do the tapping on yourself, when you're seeing an EFT practitioner, you'll learn the points. You will be taught the points, so you can take it with you and use it as a self-help tool.